Expect a closer legislative coordination between Malacanang and Congress. Communications Secretary Ricky Carandang hopes this will minimize approved bills being vetoed by President Aquino. More from Ignacio.
Malacanang stood firm that President Aquino vetoed some provisions of the proposed bills based on national interest. Communications Secretary Ricky Carandang said this on the statement of some opposition makers that the vetoes made by the President were counterproductive for government's programs.
I disagree. I think the President's vetoes were very well thought out and very well measured, and as he said, they were reluctantly done. We understand the hard work that goes into the passage of a bill, and hapon when we were meeting with the members of Congress, he said, I'm sorry that sometimes I have to veto the bills, but you have to understand that I'm doing it based on national interest. And we would not want to have a situation where we have a bill that's passed that would not be implemented properly, in which case, let's just work closer together to make sure that the bills that come up are not vetoed in the future.
President Aquino met with his allies in Congress to push for the reform agenda through a more coordinated executive and legislature systems for the opening of the 16th Congress in July. Carandang said at present the President vetoed 71 bills since he assumed office in 2010. 60 were local bills and 11 were national bills.
Well, I think we're working on the process, the legislative process, no, for closer coordination. Isa sa mga sinabi ni Pangulo kahapon sa mga lawmakers was, let's work closer together so that we can move in the same direction altogether. So it's a concern that is being addressed by the palace.
But Malacanang that the vetoed bill should not be implied as irrelevant in pushing the reform agenda. Those vetoed were measures in seeking additional benefits for centenarians, protections for internally displaced persons, and Magna Carta for the poor.
Say that these bills did not have a good intention. Certainly the bills had the right intention, and we agree with the goals and the objectives of those bills. But when you get into the process of implementing the bills, then it becomes problematic. Are they properly funded? Have we identified the funding sources? Do they adhere to the constitutional provisions? Do they open us up to certain legal problems? All of these have to be considered and have been considered when the President has issued vetoes of the bills.
Carandang said the executive and legislature are expected to revisit some of the bills when the new Congress starts in July.
That they've been on recess, no? So we'll probably see a lot of these bills refiled or reconsidered once the new Congress resumes.
Meanwhile, Malacanang reiterated that both branches of government are working hard to improve the systems. Carandang said in response to the supposed quarterly meeting of the President with the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council or LEDAC. For the People's Television, Rocky.